Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. The sun is finally shining and we're actually going to go up to the arena and do a little bit of work. It's quite light work what we're doing at the moment because obviously he's been off, so we're going to head up there now and start to do a little bit of work. So I've just got on board and then we're just going to ride up to our arena. But before I go up, I just wanted to show off my new boots that my husband very kindly got me for our anniversary. And they are very sparkly and I love them to bits. And even Beau's admiring them. So to get Beau up to the arena, we've actually got this little path that he can walk down. He's a bit wobbly on it, he's not quite sure. Because, like I said in last week's video, we're actually trying him barefoot. He seems to be coping quite well. I do still need to sort out some hoof boots for him for hacking. We're just going to mosey up to the arena. So yeah, we're not doing anything too exciting at the moment. Just gradually sort of obviously building him back up. Well, I suppose you could probably call it a little bit like a bit of a hack in the school at the moment, because obviously I need to sort him out some boots before he goes too far on the roads. But we're not really at a stage that I want to put a lot of schooling into him, because he's getting used to being barefoot. The arena's quite nice for him because it's soft, although there is the odd stone and it desperately needs a harrow. That's on my list to do, but that does mean getting the tractor out, which hasn't been used for some time, so the battery will be flat on that, so I need to charge that one up. It might be a weekend job. Plus I don't actually normally do the harrowing of the school, my dad does it, because he's away, and I have been shown how to do it, but never actually done it. I did harrow it once with Land Rover when we had one, and I was too busy looking at the harrow and drove through the end of the fence. So I haven't really been allowed to do anything since. But it does need doing, so I will have to do it and just be a bit more aware of my surroundings. So I'll just have a walk around on the other rein. Make sure he's flexing a bit. He's generally a very good boy, but he's a little bit noise sensitive. I must admit my nerves aren't as good as what they used to be. So particularly with the wind, the trees are creaking a little bit and our gate is trying to swing in the wind. And I just sometimes feel that my nerves are probably a bigger problem than his actual slight noise sensitivity. So I really need to sort of try and work on that. My brain gets in this vicious cycle of thinking the worst in situations, which is really counterproductive. But I'm hoping sort of while I'm yapping away that I might just sort of relax a bit. So we'll have a little trot. So I'm not really sort of forcing an outline too much. Just trying to make sure that he's flexing. And my breathing is probably a little bit harsh. I'm very unfit. I've come to realise that, and I am actually now really trying to do something about it. I'm even sort of looking into possibly having a personal trainer, somebody that's actually going to push me, because although we got the equipment here, I've always find sort of an excuse not to do it. So I think I need somebody that's in my ear, either encouraging me or bossing me about, either or. Because if I'm left to my own devices, there's always tomorrow. So he's feeling much better. Obviously, our suppleness isn't brilliant, but with me at my current sort of weight and fitness, that will certainly not be helping. So I'm mainly sort of making sure he's flexing to the inside in the rhythm. Occasionally he's dropping behind the vertical and also poking his nose. But we've had a break and we make mistakes. Although Beau would probably argue he doesn't. I know I certainly do. Beau thinks he's perfect. And walk. Good boy. Gotta watch he doesn't collapse into the walk. And then we keep the activity up in the walk. But obviously I'm not pushing him too much out of a rhythm. So, we're just trying to have some nice, easy sessions initially, not putting too much pressure on him. There's lots to work on. But like I say, until I've got my fitness a bit more under control, we're just going to sort of gently sort of build him up. I've got no great rush. Haven't made any sort of plans yet. Probably try and look to get out about a bit in May if things keep going the way they are. He remains happy and sound. Actually, Beau can be grumpy, so he's not always happy, but generally under saddle. So we're just going to have a look at the canter. I've done a walk to canter transition. I probably should have done trot. I'm actually going to take my weight off his back a minute, just let him canter forwards. He likes to sit in quite a nice rhythm. Does make it difficult to push him out. Ooh. And he comes back nicely. Although, I've got to be careful I don't use my voice in the test, obviously. But when I'm training, I do. So we'll have another little stretch, and then we'll do the same on the other rein. I've gone on the other rein. He's kind of knows I'm going to ask him. So he's anticipating a little bit. So I'm going to ask a B. There he goes. And straight up. So I'm just taking the weight off his back, really. Just trying to get the canter just to go forward. Because he'll collect very easily. Sometimes it's more difficult to get him going forward. So. And, whoop, good boy. And he comes back nicely. Pat. Oh dear, my nose is running. And my eyes are watering. I think that's a bit of the wind. And also, they're not used to seeing the sun. So that's basically it for our little session. So we've done mainly walk, a bit of trot, and a little canter. But the canter, just sort of using it really, just for him to sort of loosen off, get going forward a bit more, because I do need to sort of get him a bit more in front of my leg. But he's a good boy. So just quite a sort of short sort of schooling session for him, just mainly sort of getting back out and doing a little bit, but also keeping it quite sort of light, quite fun, so nothing too strenuous, mainly for me. It's not for Beau. Obviously without having his shoes, we're just sort of taking things steady. He's coping very well. Occasionally he'll stand on a stone and then he feels it a little bit, but I'm hoping that we can keep going forwards like this, because he's much happier than he was previously. He's turning better, so hopefully this is the way to go forwards, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll start doing a little bit more, and hopefully the sun will keep making an appearance, because it makes it much nicer. It certainly puts me in a better mood, and I'm finally starting to tackle the dung heap, that we are moving some of the oldest part of it onto parents' sort of orchard. So that's taking some time, but when it was wet and miserable, I didn't want to be doing that, and I didn't want to be doing very much, to be fair. It certainly didn't put me in a very good place, which I think is why I've resorted to probably a bit of comfort eating, and obviously not riding Beau. I've put on quite a bit of weight, so like I say, that is definitely got to be tackled now. But I'm thinking sort of going forwards with the spring, it'll be an easier job to do, hopefully. So, and also I'm hoping that shortly they can start going out at night, because they're currently still in at night, whereas normally sort of spring I'll turn them around this sort of time, because Beau doesn't like the flies, and also with Top Cat being sort of predisposed to laminitis, we need to make sure that he's not too much at risk of that, although you've probably seen he wears his grazing muzzle all the time when he's out in the field. He copes very well with it, and he doesn't seem to mind. He's used to it now. So that's the other sort of, they'd go out quite late at night, and then I'd get them in sort of first thing in the morning, just as daylight's breaking. So fingers crossed we can do that shortly, and I can get a video of my routine for sort of going forwards. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!